Stroke warning. Do this within 4 hours, or your brain won't recover. There is a moment that doctors describe often, a kind of suspended time where someone suddenly begins to lose words, balance, or awareness, and the room around them shifts from normal life into something urgent. The shocking part is not the symptoms themselves, but the speed at which they can appear, turning minutes into something far more valuable than most people ever realize. A stroke does not arrive with a polite announcement. It emerges like a sudden shift in reality, leaving families confused and unprepared. This video explores what happens inside those first critical hours, the clues that reveal something is wrong, and why recognizing those signals quickly can shape the outcome more than anything else. Understanding the window of time is not about learning what to do medically. It is about understanding how fragile the brain becomes when oxygen is disrupted, and how awareness becomes the strongest protection a person can have. Recognizing sudden body changes before the window closes. The early phase of a stroke often hides behind symptoms that many people brush off. Subtle changes in movement, difficulty forming a sentence, or a sudden heaviness that makes a familiar action feel unfamiliar. The important part is realizing that these signs do not build slowly. They appear sharply, as if someone flipped a switch inside the body. This abrupt shift is what sets a stroke apart from fatigue or dizziness. Observing someone struggle to smile evenly, or suddenly lose strength on one side of the body, creates a moment of disbelief, because everything seemed normal only seconds before. That contrast is what triggers urgency, not panic, but awareness that the brain is sending distress signals. Recognizing these shifts is the key to ensuring that precious time is not lost while trying to make sense of the situation. Why the brain's 4-hour window matters. The brain becomes incredibly vulnerable when part of it stops receiving oxygen. Every moment that passes affects more cells, and this is why medical professionals emphasize that the earliest possible response is vital. This 4-hour period is not a countdown to catastrophe, but a measure of how long the brain can endure reduced blood flow before damage becomes irreversible. Understanding this time frame helps people realize that hesitation can quietly shrink the chance of recovery. The body does not wait for someone to feel ready or certain. The internal clock is already ticking. Recognizing the urgency behind the time frame helps people focus on acting fast, rather than second-guessing the situation. The hidden signals many people ignore. Some stroke symptoms are dramatic, while others are almost invisible to the person experiencing them. A sudden inability to understand a sentence, a moment of confusion about where one is, or a sudden blur in one eye can feel surreal rather than alarming. The mind may try to explain it away as stress, low sleep, or dehydration. Yet these are precisely the moments where people lose valuable time because the brain cannot afford delay. These subtle changes are quiet alarms that the body rings when something is blocking blood flow. The earlier they are noticed, the stronger the chance that someone receives attention before the window closes. Awareness becomes a protective tool for the person experiencing the symptoms and the people around them. Why staying calm helps more than people think. When a stroke occurs, the surrounding environment can become chaotic, with family members unsure how to interpret what they are seeing. Remaining calm creates clarity, making it easier to observe the symptoms properly and communicate them when needed. Clear thinking allows people to describe what happened, when it started, and how quickly the symptoms appeared. This information becomes crucial for medical teams who rely on timing and accuracy to make decisions. Calmness does not lessen the urgency. It enhances the ability to navigate those critical minutes with focus. It ensures that panic does not cloud the details that truly matter. What loved ones typically notice first. Interestingly, the person experiencing a stroke may not even realize something is wrong, but those around them can spot the shift instantly. A sudden slur in speech, an unusual expression, or a moment where the person cannot lift their arm the way they usually do becomes the first sign for family or friends. These observations are why awareness is so important. Strokes often announce themselves through noticeable changes that outsiders detect before the individual does. The responsibility of recognizing these signals often falls on whoever is present, making knowledge a powerful form of protection. The more people understand these early signs, the greater the chances of responding within the critical window. How quick awareness supports better recovery outcomes. The most important part of responding to a stroke is not knowing how to treat it, but knowing how quickly it must be addressed. Early recognition increases the likelihood that the affected person receives the care they need before more brain tissue is affected. Awareness does not replace medical expertise. It acts as the bridge that connects the moment symptoms appear to the moment help is reached. The difference in recovery between someone who receives help quickly and someone who waits can be profound. Time protects the brain, and those first 4 hours become a race they cannot run alone. The people who notice the signs help carry them toward a better outcome. Why learning the signs today can save a life tomorrow. Understanding stroke symptoms is not about fear. It is about empowerment. Many people believe strokes only affect older individuals, but they can occur at various ages depending on health factors. By learning these warning signs now, viewers equip themselves with knowledge that can make a drastic difference one day. This awareness extends beyond personal protection. It becomes something that helps family, friends, and even strangers in moments when speed is everything. Recognizing the signs early means cutting through hesitation and acting with clarity, knowing that every minute matters when the brain is at risk. Becoming part of a more aware generation. Every generation becomes more informed when people share these signs, discuss them openly, and understand how important time is during a stroke. A community that recognizes the symptoms is one that helps protect one another when sudden health emergencies occur. Spreading awareness does not require medical expertise. It only requires attention and the willingness to act quickly. This knowledge transforms ordinary people into lifelines during critical moments, creating an environment where fewer strokes go unnoticed and more lives have the chance for better outcomes. How moments of hesitation become the biggest hidden risk. One of the most overlooked aspects of a stroke is the hesitation that often happens before anyone takes action. People tend to wait a few minutes hoping the symptoms fade, convincing themselves it might simply be dizziness or fatigue that will pass on its own. That waiting period, those quiet, uncertain moments, can be more dangerous than the symptoms themselves because the brain continues to lose oxygen whether someone feels ready to respond or not. The body does not pause the process while people decide what they're seeing. Recognizing this removes the false comfort that comes from delaying, making it easier to understand that acting quickly is not overreacting. It is the logical response to a time-sensitive condition. If you found this breakdown helpful and want more life-changing educational content like this, make sure to like the video, leave your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe so you never miss future uploads. Your support helps the channel grow and brings more important topics into the conversation. Stay informed, stay aware, and thank you for being part of this community.